Estás escuchando Ibiza Hott Radio. You are listening to Ibiza Hott Radio.
Hi, this is Ankytrixx on Ibiza Hott Radio.
Ibiza Hott Radio. You are listening to Ibiza Hott Radio.
Ankytrixx, welcome on Ibiza Hott Radio.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, we are here in Ibiza. You just arrived a few days ago, and already you are like, big star here in Ibiza.
No, not big star, but just very lucky to have met some really important people and some DJs, promoters, club owners. And it's really surprising and at the same time very pleasant to know that people here are opening up to guys from Asia, from India to be specific. It's a very far off place. Not many people have come from India ever representing electronic music. So this is one of the first times I think someone has come. And so the reception has been phenomenal. There's a lot of love that I'm getting, and I was told that it was going to be very difficult, but it's so far so good. There's no problem at all.
Yes, I saw that in Bora Bora. The DJs were very nice with you, and Dave Seaman was here.
Yeah, Dave Seaman, I've known him for at least 5 years now. I've played with him almost 4 times. I've opened for him. I've played closing sets after him. So yes, we've had a great time, and all the last 4 gigs were a little. There's some stupid things happen in the gigs which made it a little special. Like we'll always remember it for the rest of our lives. That's how when I saw him playing at Bora Bora, I went and we had a great time hanging together.
Oh, that's nice. So you come from Mumbai?
Yes, that's correct. Mumbai in India.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about you. Tell us your story. How did it all start? And because actually I was extremely impressed when I listened to your productions, to your music. I mean, coming from India, I had difficulties to find DJs who play underground, and you impressed me.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Well, it is. I mean, the country in the last 5 years, India has, I think, taken a U-turn in terms of the music that they want to hear. It has been very commercial till now, all throughout, from 60s, 70s. Like it has the sound that India dances to was Hindi music. The local music from India, because we have movies.
Bollywood, right?
Bollywood, yes, that's correct. We have a huge influence of Bollywood in India. And because of that, like people are all cued into Bollywood music, and to break that whole pattern and for them to come and listen to underground music, it was a big challenge. That's why it's taken so long. I mean, by now India would have been banging 10 years before time, but there wasn't much exposure, and only recently now it's kind of everything is opened up. There's exposure. Young kids are tuning into the DJs, they're going on their SoundClouds, and there's a bit of that whole cult movement thing is going on right now in India with electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in a scene which is growing, everything is really perfect. Like your gigs go packed, and there are a lot of fans. And I always knew I was going to be in music. Like when I was a little kid, even then I was not very good in studies, and never wanted to study at all. Like school was not my cup of tea.
I would have thought that there was a big demand for the underground music. They were starving for it, right? So the minority waiting for it would be like rushing to the gigs like this, right?
The thing is, no, they weren't starved, because the whole point was they didn't know exactly what underground music was. So it was always like you had to push it. You had to push the sound into people's minds. You had to play tracks, and you had to play the best sets possible, so that people understood and they experienced the euphoria that comes out of playing a good underground set. And yeah, I mean, only after it was played by all, like many good DJs in India now who are playing this sound, and so only after they started hearing from all the DJs that this is the sound, and we also push a lot on Facebook, on Twitter, and like try and show examples of big guys playing, like Richie and Ali Dubfire. So we keep posting stuff, so that people read and know like what is the sound abroad and what's going on in the world. What are these big guys playing, and that's how the exposure and the awareness happens. And now I can say safely that in few cities people really wait for an underground gig, like in Bombay, in Goa, in Bangalore. If you don't need a Swedish house mafia at all in the cities. You can
Thank you. Great.
we can totally do really underground acts. I mean, underground means people. Underground means underground. You don't need to be known to be playing at an underground party. These are guys who are playing fantastic music, but they're not known, and that's what we are trying to push, the music more than the acts. So this is now we can say that some cities in India have kind of woken up, and they don't give a shit if it's whatever number or big DJ or how many gigs. If he's playing killer music, they become their fans, and they're like follow him throughout the year, wait for him to come back.
That's so refreshing to give talent a chance to blossom.
Of course.
Now tell us about you and your journey. How did it start and what's happening?
Well, as I said, I was never into studies. I was always into music. When I was a kid, I used to beatbox when I was 3-4 years old. And
3-4 years old, you were big boxing.
Yeah.
That would have been sweet sound to hear.
Yeah, exactly. And if I remember correctly, I used to beatbox really fast beats, which today we can call it a techno beat, or it used to be always about 120, like chicky, like stuff like that. So I used to do
Your
that.
parents must have been very happy about that.
No, not very happy at all. They wanted me to be a doctor or an engineer, because that's how families from India are. They are not open to passionate professions. Only now, as I say, that it's kind of thriving. So now new generation parents are very open-minded. They're cool if the kid doesn't want to go to school, and if he only wants to learn music, they're cool about it. But in my time, it was very difficult. I couldn't convince my parents ever. I had to leave home and do my own thing, and it was very early that I left home. And so music had always been my calling. And over the years, when I was a teenager, I started clubbing, and I clubbed really hard for 5 years, like dedicated, without taking anything, no alcohol, no drugs, just pure music. I used to dance for 6-7 hours, So
Was it underground music then, or did you have another style?
No, that time also I used to only listen to a couple of DJs who were playing I'm talking 96, 97. At that time it was Eurotrance. It was the age of Gatecrasher, Ministry of Sound, big Eurotrance tunes, Paulo Confold, and like Lange, and there was not even Tiesto wasn't there at that time. So we are talking those days, and it used to be a proper like UK music, because in those days, I think in the 90s, UK was setting up the standards for global clubbing and what sound was being played. So we were also following
Danny Rampling, Nicky Holloway, all these guys.
Exactly. Sasha, John Digweed, and all the global underground guys, Deep Dish. I started collecting music. I started dancing to it. So I kind of know my music really well. I know where I'm coming from. I know what tracks have made big, and I remember everything. It's very fresh in my head. So which is what makes my forte a little stronger, because more than playing it, I know music. I know what tracks can bring goosebumps to people, and what track can bring a certain kind of emotion. Because I've been doing it for 14 years now. Just clubbing.
I can hear in your productions the refined melodies that you do. I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm in my production thing. It's a very new. I've just gotten a couple of releases. I never released anything before this year, because I was kind of. In India last year I did somewhere around 150 gigs. So in 1 year, so that leaves me not much time to sit in the studio, but also there were a lot of other things going on. We had a new agency in India which programs for clubs and stuff in different cities, so we were getting busy in that, so I didn't have much time to produce. But this year I just said I'm only going to play and produce and nothing else. I'm not getting into programming clubs, I'm not going into anything else. So I found some time, and through our company there we get a lot of DJs who come down to play for us in India, and I have a beautiful house in Bombay, got a little studio, and so everyone likes to stay with me and make music, and that's how I picked up from everyone little by little, some trick or the other here and there, and and then that's how I put it up. I didn't do any course or anything. It's just the knowledge of music, the sound that comes out, that is important. So yes, yeah, productions for me has been very new. I'm still not sure exactly what direction I'm gonna go permanently in, because I love all kinds of music. I like deep house, I like tech house, I like techno, I like progressive, and I can play across various genres. If given a 12-15 hour set, I can start from deep and end in a something different zone. So I can play. I've learned like that. I've not stuck to one genre. I've kept on researching on every different genre. So
I think it's more healthy actually to keep a room for all sorts of creative.
Yes, it helps you grow, musically. Because you see different sounds from different genres. You hear them, and then you kind of, when you are sitting to produce, you have that much bank in your head, from different genres, and you can put sounds from a melody from deep house into and a groove from techno, and you have, because you've heard so much music, there's so much more ideas, and it's more vibrant, and the whole umbrella becomes bigger. And if you're always listening to a lot of music, but obviously in the same genre, same main genre like electronic. So yes, this has been, I think, as of now, I've done one deep progressive track, I've done one techno. My next is going to be a little bit more dark techno, more Cypress tech style. I've got a couple of more releases lined up, which is more tech housey, main room style. So right now, I'm trying to make everything, and I'm like, because I'm having fun doing that. It's not just about releasing.
It's a therapy, right?
Yeah, of course. It's about what you can do, and what you would like to play, and so you make something like that. Whether it's one genre or another, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is exactly why making music exists. It's just like to do this.
Exactly. I mean, today music is very big. I mean, it's the only free indulgence in the world which people can totally connect to. Everything else you have to pay for.
And also there is no boundary. It doesn't matter where you come from. You talk with the beats, you talk with the senses, with the melodies.
Yeah, you break an ice with any stranger through music. I mean, you go to any new country, new place, you don't know what to talk, just talk about music, and then you see how people will open up to so many things, and it's a universal language. It's that one language that everyone in the world today is connected to, and they like to connect with fellow musicians, and there's never a full stop anywhere in this. It's always growing. It's always, people are just new musicians, new techniques. I mean, there's so much happening that you're always getting something back from the music, right now. In terms of people, in terms of friends, you make friends at clubs who end up being with you for your life, and so yeah, I mean, it's right now, it's according to me, I mean, music is the only thing that can save this planet, from everything else that's going on around us, all the chaos, all the disturbance, all the violence, and I think it's the only thing is music, that it can change the world.
For this, it's actually extremely important to encourage the non-corrupted music makers, like you, like deadmau5, like these truthful, producers who do it for the love and would fight their way to continue for music to be pure, because there is a danger that some of these big DJs there are actually making it quite corrupted and confusing the young generation.
Well, the thing is, whenever something becomes too big, there's no control, so it was bound to happen. Music has become so big right now that obviously no single person has any control over the whole industry. It's, everyone has got their own style, everyone has their own ideas, everyone has their own views about the whole scene, and yes, it's unfortunate that superstar DJs who could have done so much more better in terms of promoting the better music, they have stuck to very ordinary sounds, very, very, very ordinary. There's nothing in the tracks. It's just, it's obviously, I mean, it works with a certain class of people, because at the end of the day, there are so many people in this world, and everyone is different from other. So what you like, I might not like, and what I like, you might not like either. So it's up to their choices. It's good that whatever they are doing, there are followers for them. It's a great thing. I mean, because obviously, I mean, as I said, like, there's enough people in this world for every genre of music. So if they have, youngsters who are not understanding anything else but following them. I mean, I think it's cool. It's all right. I mean, it's at the end of the day, they've also been there in a long time. They've given stuff, and they're working towards making. Everyone works to make. If you're in this industry, everyone works to make it big. And so yeah, they have made it big, and they have the teams who are working with them and everything. So it's fine. I mean, if some people, obviously, like today we can easily comment and say, oh, wish Swedish House Mafia could have played better music, more underground stuff. But at the end of the day, Swedish House Mafia is doing what people want. So there are those kind of people who would want Swedish House Mafia to make tracks like the way they do. Similarly for underground, like there are people in the underground who want us to make tracks like the way they would like to hear. So there's everything for everybody. I mean, I think it's cool. The bigger the mainstream, the bigger the underground, And the day underground gets bigger, then it's not going to be called underground anymore.
Well, I think as long as the music is made with the heart, then it will never be boring.
Of course, yeah, of course. I mean, music will always remain like that. It's never boring. There's enough music today. I mean, it's not just a couple of people who are doing music. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of producers. I mean, I was sitting today with my friend who manages Marco, and he gets every day.
We are talking about Marco Carola, right?
Yeah. So every day they get like 500 tracks from different labels, and they have to.
He has one of mine probably in his hands, but he doesn't know it.
I'm gonna bring it up for tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
But yeah, I mean, so many good producers in this world who are not known, who are sitting, I don't know where, in jungle, and I don't know where, but making some unreal music. And it's not just Europe, it's Asia, it's Africa, it's Australia, I mean, it's Europe, it's UK, everywhere, dude, there are good musicians, and there's ample amount of great music right now, I think.
I agree. This is the future, and it's nice when passion and the love for the music will probably save at some point the electronic dance music. So what's happening for this summer for you? What is in the plan for your gigs? And
so far it has been a lovely ride. I'm on a tour right now, as you must know. Was in Amsterdam 2 weeks ago, was playing at Studio 80, which is one of the best underground clubs right now in the world, and turned out to be one of the biggest gigs of this year for me. Great slot, great reception, crowd was going off throughout the night. I mean, overnight my whole equation in Amsterdam changed, because the next morning I was loaded on Facebook with messages, emails from people, promoters, from bookers, like new agency guys who want to sign me up. And
that's a dream.
Yeah, I mean, and in fact, like one of the biggest agencies is where I'm going to sign now, because kind of looking like everything is on track. We are talking right now, negotiating, but it's all looking. I'm going to be announcing next week, I think, about this association. So it was great in Amsterdam. Then I went to Berlin, played at Katahorzik and Renate, which is two of the most wildest underground clubs that people will ever see. So ended up playing 5 hours, 6 hour sets, long sets. And again, superb reception. They've called me back again in September end, and many fans many new people, new connections, and so it has been very receptive. Then I'm now here in Ibiza. I am here for a little longer period of time because I wanted to check out the scene, meet with some boys, some DJs, some big guys. And I was hanging with Stacey Pullen yesterday and Amnesia.
But she was playing with the Never Dogs on the terrace, right? On the main room, right? On the Music On.
Yes, Music On, yes. Stacey Pullen, and after Stacey was Marco Carola. So yeah, I was hanging with him and getting to learn so much. The other day also with Dave Seaman and Sonique and Marco.
Sonique is here?
Yeah, Sonique is also
She's
here.
a friend of mine.
Oh yeah, I met her 3 days ago at Bora Bora. She was playing there, I think 4 nights ago.
Okay, I'll come to pop down then and say hello.
I think she's gonna be playing again next week or something. All so right. Yeah, we hung around.
Have some personal history which we need to put behind, but anyway, she's a friend of mine.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's a great girl, I think, very, very lively and very jovial and very full of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I met her first time and it was amazing meeting her, and we chatted, and I was telling her, maybe if you're around in Ibiza, maybe you can give us a little, maybe we can I can borrow your voice for something. You know?
She has an amazing voice. My
Sure,
God.
man. That one track has still not left our minds, you know. It's ran through all the college and everything, you know. But yeah, so she's obviously then met few more guys. Met Pete Gooding yesterday. Who else? Hanging with the club guys, and you know, so trying to get all the scene, the labels, and it's important to be seen here at least once a year, so that people know that you exist, you know, and you can be an alien from another planet, but no, you know. So I made a point that for 1 week I'm gonna not play any gigs, and meet all the people, meet new contacts, and eventually when I play, I can invite all these guys. So next week I've got lined up with 4 gigs back to back. 2 nights at Bora Bora, 1 night at a boat party, and 1 more open air party in Santa through this somewhere my friends are organizing. So yeah, it's quite good. Then I go back to, I have a gig in Madrid. I go to Prague tomorrow.
You go to Prague tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow I play at Lee Clan in Prague, and back on Monday. And then after Ibiza, I go to Madrid for a night, play there. Then I go to Sri Lanka, play there. Then I go back to India. I'm there for about 2 weeks in India. Then I go to London for another festival.
So we need to hook up in London then?
Yes, 25th of August at Pearl Festival. That's one of the. It's been there for many years. I don't know have much details about it, but I'm sure I'm gonna get it on my mail soon. But yeah,
hopefully we can get you to play with us at Pacha on the 31st of August if you can stretch to stay a bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, if all works out, then yeah, we can probably look at it, and I don't mind extending it. If it's a great party, then of course, you know, I'll be more than happy to be a part of it. And yeah, so there's London, then I come back to India again 2 weeks, and then I go to New York for 2 weeks. I got some gigs there, and so yeah, it's just every month, and I come back, then I go to Russia, Ukraine, then I come back. So it's there. I mean, every month there's an international tour planned up from here all the way till December.
The jet setter.
Not quite yet. Getting there.
Getting there. So any plans for next year in Ibiza?
Yes, next year I will be here longer. There are a few things which, as I said, I've been spending a lot of time for my meetings and all of that. So there will be a couple of big developments in terms of me and Ibiza. I mean, I will be spending more time here. Most probably I'll be here for 2 straight months because there's something being worked out in terms of residencies. Maybe, you know, you'll see me as a resident of one of the clubs next year. I mean, who knows?
We look very much forward to that. Then, Ankytrixx, thank you very much for this very interesting discussion.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Totally. It was great that you know, people could listen to what a guy from India, from the other side of the world, in their land comes and has to say. I mean, it's good. Well,
you have been doing this so you were 14, so I think, you know, you have something to say in this industry, and it will happen.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, I just have one thing to say: is just keep it simple. That's it.
Which you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hi, this is Ankytrixx on Ibiza Hott Radio. Hi, this is Ankytrixx on Ibiza Hot Radio. Hi, this is Ankytrixx on Ibiza Hot Radio. Hi, this is Ankytrixx on Ibiza Hott Radio.